So in the previous lecture, we talked about marking properties of a class as being private. Just to recap, we took the name property, and by prefixing 2 underscores in front of the name property, it's now private. Users, whoever consumes this class called course, can name the course right away. They can get into that by getting into the initialize function of the class. But once that's done, they don't have access to the name property anymore. I have since created another function, and a really simple function called get underscore course underscore name, which all it does is return the name property back to the user. That way they can still get it. They can't change it though. I haven't given them that functionality. They set it when they first create the object, and now they can get it. Great. Now that same concept, marking an attribute as being private, is also something that we can do with functions. Take a look. Now, inside of my course class, I'm going to create a new function here, def, and I'm going to call this write student. All right, and it's going to contain a self, and that's it for right now. And this is going to, actually, let's just have it pass for right now. We'll have it pass. So if I save this, I'm going to run it, execute my module, F5. We'll call C1 course. It's going to be Python. All right, great. C1 dot. So now I can get access to all of its attributes. There's add students, great. Get course name, that's the one that I just created. Student count, students, and write student. There's write student right there, right? But I don't want users to have access to that. No, they're not going to be able to get to that. Nope, 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 nope. I want that to be private to the class. It can be used internally within the class, but anybody that's getting access to the class by creating an instance of it, nope, they can't get to write student. So the way that we do this, just like the property, I'm going to prefix 2 underscores right in front of that function. We'll save that. I'm going to re-execute again, F5. So once again, C1 equals course, Python, great, C1 dot, and what do we got? Add students, get course name, student count, students, but no write student in there. They don't have access to it. It's now a private function internally within the class. Now, that doesn't mean it can't be used anymore. It just can't be used through the instance of the class. But internally within the class, we can make references to that function. For example, let's say every time somebody adds a student, we then want to run the write student option as well. So here, not only is this function add students going to append the student to the list, but it is also write underscore student. Oops, let's spell that right. It's also going to make a call to that function. Self dot underscore underscore, remember it's a private function, write underscore student. We'll make a call to it. So I can use it internally. And just for fun, I'm going to have it do a little bit more here. Let's say this function, underscore underscore write underscore student, is going to take a parameter. It's going to take an argument here called student, and it's going to print out hello and the student's name. Now when somebody makes a call to it, we want to pass in the student information. Remember, when somebody adds a student, we're already asking them for the name. So I'll take that name, not only append it, but I'm then going to pass it into this function call, comes down here, hits this function, and then gets put into the print line within that function. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to test it out again, F5. So once again, C1 equals course. I'm going to be a pro at this. Python, great. So now I'll say C1 add underscore students, and let's put Joe in there. All right, now when I run this function, it's going to do its normal thing. It's going to append the student, but then it's also going to make a call to that private function, which is going to do its own thing as well. So I'll hit here, hit my enter key, and there's hello, Joe, right there. So we've got private properties and we've got private functions. Users, consumers of the class aren't going to have access to it, but we can use them internally within the class itself, providing additional functionality, but internal. So try this out. Just remember the underscores, underscore, underscore. This is a bit different if you experience other languages like C#, they use keywords to mark something as being private or not. So a little bit different here, but pretty simple. Underscore, underscore, and now it's private.